right, shalom, shalom. All right, first and foremost, man, we're going to get started. We're going to face the east. Giving all praise, honor, and glory to the Heavenly Father in the one. Yahawah, Sham, Yahawashi, Sham, Kadash. Those mean in the Paleo Hebrew, the Lashawan Kadash. All right, that's the Father's name and the Son's name and the Holy Spirit. How you say it? Yahawah equals He is, He exists. Yah meaning He. Hawa meaning to be or to exist. That's the Father's name. Sham, Ba meaning in, Ha meaning the, Sham meaning name. Alright, in the name. Then Yahawashi, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. That name means He is salvation. He delivers, He saves. Yah once again meaning He. Hawashi meaning to save or to deliver. And Sham in the name once again. And then Rakah meaning spirit. Kadash meaning holy. Okay, so put it all together. It's Yahawah, Sham, Yahawashi, Sham, Rakah, Kadash. All right. At the end of the day, Lashawan Kadash equals language, holy tongue. Lashawan equals language or tongue. Kadash, as we said, equals holy. Right? So the holy language, or also the Paleo Hebrew, the ancient Hebrew. That's what we spoke in before we spoke this colonizer's tongue. This false language that we speak now, you know. But hey, it was in prophecy for us to come in stammering lips and a different tongue. We shall speak to these people. Okay, that's in Isaiah, the 28th chapter, right? So it's understandable that we're coming in this language, but we shall what? We shall remember ourselves. So we're remembering ourselves and we're turning back to our customs and our culture, which we practiced before, our forefathers practiced, which being us, being our forefathers, understanding regeneration, reincarnation. Okay, so going back, you know, we're remembering ourselves and we're going back into our heritage, right? Second of all, I want to give double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders of the Great Millstone, also known as GMS. Shalom, shalom to the Lord's hopeful elect, 144,000 men, as well as 1/3 men, women, and children. It's what you know as the remnant, okay? Now, the remnant is not simply 144,000. You can't really number the remnant, okay? It's going to be millions, you know, hey, possibly billions, all right? But it's definitely going to be millions of individuals. You have the 144,000, which would be all men, all right? These would be your prophets, okay? The men that are standing boldly and doing what they're supposed to do, you know, and bringing this truth out day and night. And then you're gonna have their families, okay? Maybe their spouse, all right, their kids. And we also know Isaiah 4:1 will take place where women will be under a spirit of desperation, and they will be seeking these men and cleaving onto these men. So those men will go into the chariots, having, you know, bundles of women, okay? Having a bucket load of women going into the chariots, women that jumped in their right mind and they understand that they need men. And they'll be willing to share a man in that sense, where the man does not belong to you at all. You belong to the man, okay? And then also in that remnant, you'll have friends of the prophets, individuals that helped, maybe gave alms. They may not be teachers or preachers or pastors, right? But they have given to the ministry. They support the ministry, right? They are true followers. They believe in Yahawah, Ba'ashem, Yahawashi. They call upon the name. They praise. You know, they worship. Okay? They've left Christianity behind in all these folly days, all these foolish ways and foolish practices. So they're back in their right mind. You know, let's go to Acts, because this is what you must do. And this is what most Christians don't really comprehend and understand. They haven't done this. Okay? You haven't converted. You haven't changed your ways. You just went up to the pulpit and you got hands laid on you, but you never changed anything that you do. Okay? In the sense of how the Bible states, how the Bible says to change. This is Acts 3. And I'll start at verse 17. Matter of fact, Oh, let me see, man. Let's start at 13 because it's more important to understand. All right, the power or the God of Abraham and of Isaac and of Jacob. So who? The God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Okay, take it all the way back to Exodus 3, 15, 14, when the name was given to Moses. Okay, Yahawah said, I am the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. I am the God of your forefathers. This is who your forefathers dealt with, and their forefathers before then, because we know the name had began to be called by Enos. Okay, in Genesis 4th chapter, towards the end. Okay, so the name is extremely important. The name was always on the lips of the sons of God. Okay, the name was always important. It was always there. So we always called upon the name. And you had the sons of God, which would now be the Israelites. All right, Israelites, simply in the Hebrew, the Lashawan Kadash, it would be what? Yasha'Allah. He, Yah, Shar, Prince, Allah, power. He, Prince, power. So we are the princes of the power. We are the sons of God. Okay? So the same way that Seth, Enos, okay, all of those from that lineage would have been the sons of God. You have, like I stated earlier, regeneration, reincarnation, they're back. And they're known as the Israelites. All right? Same condition, same individuals. Okay? So they always called upon the name of Yahawah. Right? And he's always been the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, or the sons of God. Simply put. So the God of Abraham and of Isaac and of Jacob, the God of our fathers, have glorified his son, Yahawashi. So the Father has a son. All right, let's cut all myths. Let's cut all wacky-tacky BS. Okay, the Son is not the Father, and the Father is not the Son. Clearly stated right here in Acts 3 and 13. Okay, the Father has glorified his Son, and his Son's name is Yahawashi. Right? Has glorified his Son, Yahawashi, whom ye delivered up and denied him in the presence of Pilate when he was determined to let him go. Pilate, being a Roman, was determined to let Yahawashi go. Now, that does not make Pilate innocent. He's an Edomite. Therefore, he is wicked at the end of the day. He still had power to let Yahawashi go if he chose to. But he gave to the will of the people, and he pushed him to be crucified. Even though he was like, nah, let's flog the man. Okay? Let's give him stripes of the nine-tails. All right, let's beat him with that. Let's give him lashes. And then let's see how y'all feel about it. And the people still wanted to crucify him. And Pilate went through because he feared what? He feared rebellion. He feared a riot. He feared that the people was going to uproar. And ultimately, it would come down on his head because he would lose his position as a praetor. All right? Similar to a governor, a ruler, a mayor of that province. So he was fearful of the people. You know, and it goes back. Most kings or praetors or mayors or whatever, let's go back to King Saul. King Saul said that he took the sheep, he took King Agag, he took these individuals because he feared what his people had said. When last time I checked, you're the king. So you have the ability and the decision to make that decision overall over your people. So you can't be a people pleaser. As the scriptures say, those that seek, you know, they give those soothsaying. They go on to please the people. This is what you see people in the world. All right? People that seek to sell a certain merchandise, to sell clothing, to sell music, to sell all of this. They'll say whatever to please the people. You're nothing but a car salesman. You're not a prophet. All right? And you're along the lines of a simp as well. You know, to please people. We as true prophets, all right, we say what needs to be said, not what they want to hear. So if we have to tell you, hey, America's going to be destroyed, man. Everything that you hold on to, you cleave on to, is going to get burnt up in fervent heat. It's going to be destroyed. These cars, these houses, all this type of stuff that you so-called, you know, you hold near and dear, all right, it's over with, okay? So most people do not want to hear that. that their existence is about to be non-existent. And if they don't get with Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahawashi, they're going to fall because they join hand in hand with the wicked. You know, so therefore they're going to feel the punishment. All right? So these individuals, let's keep it going, delivered up and denied him in the presence of Pilate when he was determined to let him go. But ye denied the Holy One, Yahawashi, and the just, and desired a murderer to be granted unto you. They let a dude that was a known murderer, rapist, all of this. He was also a member of the Sakari, the ancient Sakari, right? They let him go scot-free, okay? Over our king. You know, and those individuals that did that, today, they would be in the bucket or the category of the 2/3, all right? Back then, you know, Yahawah, we be those men. We would have been the men that walked with Yahawashi or heard about him and loved his presence, loved him being there, loved his appearance, okay? We loved it that he was doing what he was doing, you know? We wasn't screaming, crucify him, crucify him. We was looking at our people like, yo, what's wrong with y'all? Y'all letting this murderer go free. Y'all letting this individual that, you know, over our king who's done all these miracles, his works speak, all right? He came in the name of the Father, okay? And he is the Messiah that y'all have been seeking for, but you can't even realize that it's him, okay? I see a couple precepts on the board. Hey, shalom to the brother Tassad. Hey, good to see you out. And the brother JK, Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahawashi Barak Ahtham, to both of you brothers. All right, Matthew 3:17. And lo, a voice from heaven saying, this is my beloved son, in whom I am well pleased. Khan. So for you Christians that still think that the Father is the Son and the Son is the Father, that right there is an automatic cut. Okay? You have to read the Bible, and you have to actually take it and understand it. And if you can't understand it, you have need what? You have need that someone teach you. Hebrews 5:12. All right, going downward. So, you know, if you don't really understand, then seek the teachers. Where's the teachers at? They're not in these schools. They're not in these colleges. Hey, hilarious. This Baptist college, okay? It was a fight this morning at the college. You know, I woke up. My rib told me about it. You know, she found it on the Facebook or whatever. They said the cops was called. Somebody got knocked unconscious. This is a Baptist college. You know, they got the college and they got a church. It's coincide. And somebody was fighting there. And they had to call the cops. This is at your establishment, man, where the white folks is running.
Yo, long as
all right?
At
the end of the day.
Long as Draco, man, we know the truth, man.
Okay? Keeping it going. Hey, you don't know the truth, bro. You know, but you out here playing around when nukes is about to come and destroy this place. Alright? Our people, man, and he looked to be of tribe of Issachar. Alright, that dude came up to camp yesterday. It's funny. Yahawah got these demons moving around. He came up to camp yesterday playing his music, alright, and trying to play around when the elders was preaching. And he gonna come over here, do the same thing, talking about he know the truth. Y'all don't know the truth, man. If you knew the truth, you would be in a different spirit. Alright? You would be considering Isaiah 1:3. You would know your owner, but you don't know the truth. Let's keep it going. Revelations 21:8. But the fearful and unbelieving and the abominable and murderers and whoremongers and sorcerers and idolaters and all liars shall have their part in the lake which burneth with fire and brimstone, which is the second death. Right? So you do not have that Yahawah upon you. You don't have the correct mark, but you're going to take a physical mark, a charagma, a karax. You're going to get inserted, all right, and be marked and be branded for this beast system. You're going to align with the devil, man. You know, and those that are going to do that, they're already aligned with the devil. You're already participating in the holidays, the Easter, the 4th of July, Christmas, all this type of stuff, man. These folly days, these ways that are not of our power. They're nowhere to be found in the scriptures. We look at Leviticus, the 23rd chapter, and we know these are the feast days that we partake in. We look at Matthew 10, Yahawashi, did the what? The Feast of Dedication. Okay, we go to the first Maccabees, all right? And we look at the Feast of Dedication taking place. We look at Purim in the book of Esther. We know that these are holy days that we partake in. Not all these paganistic days that you got from these Roman festivals like the Feast of Bacchus, Feast of Saturnalia, okay, all these type of things that you partake in. It just takes a little bit of research and a little bit of discernment, okay, to be diligent and to search out a matter before just indulging yourself in something, man. It's foolishness is what our people doing. And it puts you into that Revelations 21:8 as the brother brought out. Because by partaking in zodiac signs, you're what? You're being a sorcerer. You're being an idolater. You're putting yourself under a covering that's not of the Most High, Yahawah, and not of his son. You're placing yourself under a covering or a tower that's not gonna protect you. It's like you under a tower like a sand castle, man. When the water come, it's gonna drown your ass. Okay? And this living water is furthermore gonna expose you. We are like the tide running in at the ocean, knocking your sandcastle down. And you thought it was strong, you built it up, you thought it was far away from the tide, but when this truth comes, it exposes all the lies that you individuals been living in. Alright, this is why you gotta know thyself, man. Let's keep it going. I'm gonna get some more precepts. Proverbs 11:21. Hey, Tawada quoted it. Though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished, but the seed of the righteous shall be delivered. So therefore, we don't have no fear. We're trusting in Yahawah by Hashem Yahawashi. If you living correctly, living properly, and your conscience, you good, you ain't living with no guilt, you doing what you're supposed to do, you doing your shows, your lessons, you hitting camp, you fellowshipping, alright, you living correctly off camera, alright, you know, you taking care of your family, okay, alright, you doing what you're supposed to do. You just gotta wait. You just gotta stay consistent and wait. Every word that the Father said he's gonna do. If he said he's gonna destroy America, he's going to destroy America. He's gonna bring this thing down. Habakkuk 2, yeah, it may tarry, but it's coming for an appointed time. So ultimately, it will come to pass. Now, we can see right now, it ain't tarrying no more, right? You get to see Iran, those Carmanians, all right, those Persians, going hard. And Russia is being a guard upon them. They're in support of them. They going hard. All right, Moab is like, what's good? We with you. North Korea, Moab, and Ammon, all right, because it's a mix, all right. They like, what's good? We with you as well. The alliances are aligning, you know. So it's beautiful. It's beautiful to see these prophecies jumping off the page, and we know we in this time, man. All right, and if it consistently, if it increase how we looking at it, hey, less than a year, man. Okay, that's what we looking at, man. You know, Yahawah, man. Okay, hey, we hasteneth the day of Yahawah by Hashem Yahawashi. We hasteneth the return of Yahawah by Hashem Yahawashi. Okay, and we know what to look for because he told us what to look for. So we seeing it, and this is everything that he talked about. So guess what? We on the right path. He said, hey, it's gonna be a tree to the right with a ribbon around it. You know, oh, that means you got like 10 miles to go. So we know we got like 10 miles to go because we see nation against nation, wars, rumors of wars, pestilence, sickness, all this type of stuff going on and taking place. So everything that our king said through the strength and power of Yahawah is taking place. So we know he ain't never lie, he never will lie, he ain't never been a lie. Alright, so what do we got to fear? Nothing. Now let's keep it going. 1 John 1:6. We say that we have fellowship with him and walk in darkness. We lie and do not the truth. Come on. You know, and what I say at the end of every lesson, man, if you can't see the light, you're living in darkness. This is what these people don't understand. You think that blessed is having a nice car and a house and a picket fence, and being able to eat at Roof Chris or some bullshit like that, the Cheesecake Factory or dumb shit like that. You think that's being blessed. When no, blessed is Well, when somebody got to bow before you, that's blessed. Okay? We are not blessed in the city or blessed in the field. All right? We are favored. We are taken care of. We are about to be blessed. In the kingdom, where we walk in, people will be bowing before us. They're going to be throwing rose petals, hey, you know, whatever. Hey, oh, the king is coming. All right? The Yahawah is coming. The Lord is coming. Okay? Because we will be that. We will be lower G's, gods in that position, given rulership, given dominion, given power, kings and priests under Yahawah Sham Yahawashi, under King David, okay, under the apostles. We will be that, right? So that's when we're going to be blessed. Right now, hey, Yahawah Sham Yahawashi taking care of us. Yeah, he might give us nice things here and there. He's gonna take care of us. He's feeding us. We getting our daily bread, you know. But we ain't no brother rich. I don't care if you got 2 million, 3. That's not rich. All right, that ain't even well to do. That million, 2, that shit gone. You know, rich. We talking about the elite. When we talk about them, we talking about trillions of dollars. Okay, we talking about their own resources. What does it say in Genesis 27 and 39? All right, they shall be given the fat, the dew. All right, and they shall live by the sword. So they have the resources. They own corporations. This is how you got this McDonald's. You got McDonald's in Japan. You got McDonald's in Canada. You got McDonald's all over the world. And Jake, because Jake got a business, that you doing something. That's nothing. Esau has corporations. And then they hire you as a slave in their corporation. All right? They have the resources right now. They can go and drill for oil. You can't go do that, Jake. You don't got the resources to do that. Right? We under those curses, man. Let's keep it going. I'm going to get one more and then I'm going to get back to the lesson. Yeah, Micah 2 and 10. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you, even with a sword destruction. Exactly. And at the top of that chapter, it tells you that Esau comes forth and he destroys a man, even his heritage. So he takes away your name. He makes it where you can't go 5 generations back and see what your people is. Okay? You can't do that. You don't have the resources to do that. But Esau has, and he knows who you are. It's all in the Vatican. It's all in those vaults. They have, when a slave was sold, the records were sold with him. So they know where this slave was plucked from, where he was pulled from. You know, it's known. So they know who you are simply based off your last name. They would know those type of things, man. All right? You don't got the resources to know that. You know? So let's keep it going. Let's go back to Acts 3 and 15. And killed the Prince of Life, whom power have raised from the dead, whereof we are witnesses. We believe. All our people don't believe. They don't believe that Yahawashi went upon the cross, died, and came back. They don't believe it. This is why they falling out. They going to Buddha, they going to Hinduism, they going to Orisha, they going to Kemet, they going to Egyptology, they doing all this other type of stuff. And they not believing their power, therefore they're pushing away their inheritance. All right, they're pushing away the truth. They don't know thyself. If you don't know where you came from, you don't know where you're going. We know where we going. We are going to be back with Yahawah Shem Yahawashi, man. Regardless. All right? If you got to go the hard way or the harder way. Okay? Because both ways is hard. We got to go through Jacob's trouble. We got to go through his tribulation. We got to go through the pain, the suffering, the sorrow. All right? We're going to lose a lot of family members. We're going to lose friends. You know, individuals that didn't want to get right. They don't want to call on Yahawah Shem Yahawashi. Okay, they want to say in the name of JC. They want to still come in that blasphemy when we done broke it down many times, but they can't get it. They can't understand because they don't have the ears to hear. So it's fine and dandy. We're going to have to lose them people, right? You know, but it is what it is. So those that witness and have the ears to hear, that's who these scriptures is really, that's who Paul is talking to. That's who Luke, when Luke wrote this, that's who he was talking to. That's who Yahawashi was talking to, right? The rest of our people, they got to get it coming back as babies. They got to be born into the kingdom. They can't walk into it. That's why I said they got to go the harder way. We going a hard way. They got to go the harder way. Now they taking the candy. Right now, the temporary joy, the temporary happiness, selling your soul, bending over backwards, getting butt raped, you know, getting all that shit. All right, so you can have a temporary happiness, temporary fame. But you don't want to talk about all the things you had to do to get to that position. Why? How'd you get that mansion? How'd you get that Lambo? How'd you get that private jet? Jay-Z? How'd you get that? Right? You don't want to discuss those things. Matter of fact, when those things happen, you flee the country. You are ashamed of your riches. You are ashamed because the path that you took to get there is an extremely shameful path. And everything that you was talking was bullshit. You know? Let's keep it going. Verse 16. And his name, through faith in his name, have made this man strong, whom ye see and know, yea, the faith which is by him, have given him this perfect soundness in the presence of you all. So let a camp out there tell you that the name is not important. The name right there is that key. Okay? The name right there gets you in. It gets you in the door, but it don't get you in the house. You know, like the door got a porch. It gets you in the porch. Name of Yahawah, Sham, Yahawashi. Then you got to get the doctrine to get in the house. So you got a lot of Israelites right now, they on the porch. And they trying to get in the house, but they don't got the correct doctrine. So therefore, what's going to happen? They're eventually going to leave the porch. And they're going to go back into the world. All right? You was that close, but you couldn't understand. You couldn't take it in. You didn't want to be taught. You wanted to do it on your own. You know? So we see that because you couldn't drop your pride, your ego. Okay? You couldn't consider and think that these men are the men that Yahawah Hashem Yahawashi has set up an order on this planet, as he always did. You had what? You had Adam, okay? You had Seth. You wasn't supposed to go listen to Cain. Cain wasn't the one to listen to. That was the sons of the wicked. So you had an order set up even back then. Enos began to call upon the name, not Lamech, okay? Not these individuals that came upon Cain. They didn't call upon the name. Right? So that order was set with the sons of God, not the sons of the wicked or the sons of men. You know? And then furthermore, you would have who? You would have Moses. Right? Even before then, you would have Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Abraham was given the name. He named the altar Yahawah Yarab. Okay? So therefore, he had the name. Alright? So you had those individuals that were given the name. Yahweh dealt with Abraham. And Abraham was saved via faith. All right, he came through faith, and then he what? He began to do the law. He got circumcised, right? So you coming in like we came in as Gentiles through faith, and now we're what? We're taking on the customs and culture. That's why I'm reading this to get to Acts 3 and 19. We converted, we repented. All right, so you know better, you must do better. You know, keeping it going. And verse 17, and now, brethren, I wrought that through ignorance you did it, as did also your rulers. But those things which power before have showed by the mouth of all his prophets, that Hamashiach shall suffer, he hath so fulfilled. Isaiah 53. Let's go there real quick. All right, because everything that happened to Yahawashi had to be happening because of prophecy. Judas had to betray him because of prophecy. Okay? It all had to be. Even him being anointed by the lady, alright, he was a what? A sacrifice. You gotta anoint the lamb with oil. Okay? It was all in the ritual, all in the practice, all in our ways, our customs. Isaiah 53, and I'll start at 6. Matter of fact, now let's start at the top. Who have believed our report, and to whom is the arm of Yahawah by Hashem Yahawashi revealed? The what? The servants. That's who the secrets are given to. The servants. It's not given to everybody else. You got randoms out here. I'm preaching. They not caring. They rolling up their windows. They turning their music loud. You know, they turning their AC high. They don't want to hear nothing that we saying. They never want to hear it because it's not revealed unto them. When to those that this is revealed unto, they know that this is the most precious thing on the planet. This is this truth. Going back to what's rich. All right? Rich being in the wisdom. We are the richest men on this planet because we have this wisdom, this understanding, that fear of Yahawah Shem Yahawashi. Okay? So we are rich. As the elder said yesterday, we rich in spirit, as the scriptures state. You know? So we are rich in spirit. We ain't all that other shit, whatever. You know, I can't go to Cancun. I can't go to Dubai. I can't, all that. Hey, I look at it from afar, but we don't envy the heathen because we know in our kingdom, we're going to get far greater than that. You know? In our kingdom, we're going to be able to do that. Hey, I want to swim in the ocean, man. I want to, you know, just little desires and things of that nature that we may have. I love nature, all right? But we don't got the means and the resources to do those type of things. When Esau can get on a yacht, go to his private island, and have servants tend to his every need for however long he want to do, you know? But we don't have the means and the resources. We will have that in the kingdom. So we gotta wait. We don't envy this damn devil because all his gains are got through greediness. He got all of this through a corrupt way, a sinful way. So therefore, those gains will be took away. You didn't get it properly. Hey, if I can't earn it the right way, I don't want it. That's why, in a sense of an individual committing adultery, man, that ain't your woman, bro. You didn't earn her the right way. You stole her. How can you really sit there and lay with a woman that ain't yours? You know, to these individuals, man, it's crazy. You know, you didn't gain that, right? You tricked that. You know, keeping it going. Verse 2. So once again, the point being is that the secrets are revealed unto the servants. And Amos 3 and 7 and 6 supports that, right? So many other scriptures support that, right? Verse 2, for he shall grow up before him as a tender plant and as a root out of a dry ground. He have no form nor comeliness, and when we shall see him, there is no beauty that we shall desire him. He is despised and rejected of men, a man of sorrows, and acquainted with grief, and we hid as it with our faces from him. He was despised, and we esteemed him not. Yahawashi came in the presence he came in the likeness of a slave, being under the Roman Empire, knowing at that point in time, the Roman Empire was massive. I've been watching Spartacus, man. Okay, what is it? The shadow of Rome is vast. You know, that's what it is. The shadow of Rome went from, Italy and up there, all the way to way over there by India, you know, and down to Egypt. So it was a massive empire. And anybody under that empire, they were slaves. Okay? So Yahawashi was born in that time period. Alright? Being under those Edomites, being a slave. Look at us now. We're born under the Roman Empire. Rome 2.0, America, Babylon, same spirit. Coliseums, alright, orgies, porn, all that type of stuff was going on in Rome. Okay? This is what was going on. Those freak-offs, that type of shit was going on in Rome. Nothing is new under the sun. You had a P. Diddy ass was back then doing the same shit. Okay? Nothing is new under the sun. Alright? The gladiators back then, today is the NBA players, the NFL players, the UFC fighters, the boxers. You know, that's all it is. It's the same spirit. They're entertaining the masses. Bread and circus. Come hear all about it. Oh, look at this 83-point game that Bam just did to take away another distraction. But hey, I don't know shit. I'm just a South Carolina boy that don't know shit, man. You know. So, verse 3, he is despised and rejected of men, a man of sorrows and acquainted with grief. And we hid, as it were, our faces from him. He was despised, and we esteemed him not. Was Yahawashi down here partying? Was he down here living it up? All right, was he just give me the lie? And was he doing all that shit? No. Was he wasn't doing none of that. So when you see these individuals going from podcast to podcast, just coking and joking, you know, talking about you left the truth, you don't want to be considered a Hebrew Israelite no more. You an American Israelite. I ain't about to get on them goofies because hey, it's been done so much. We know who they is, and we know to stay clear from them. They're goofies. That's all they is. Okay? They're in the wrong spirit. You got this dude that was at the Grammys, the head of GOCC. You at the Grammys. But as the elders brought it out, man, you spoke and you said it a couple years ago that those Grammys, that's a ritual. They're satanic. But now you show up at the place. That's evidence of an individual selling out. And the scriptures say, meddle not with a man that is given unto change. All right? So why did you change your mind? Oh, and my values, my morals is different now. The Grammys is up. No, they not. They not okay. The Grammys, the Oscars, but I don't give a damn. ESPYs, whatever, BET Awards, BET Hip Hop Award, whatever. All that shit is for the birds, man. And if you still under that spell, you just ain't got it. And I don't know when you gonna get it. You may never get it. All right, hey, if you an Israelite, you gotta be born. You know, born into the truth. All right, born into the kingdom. Because if you still holding on to these idols, okay, you don't know thyself. You don't know the Creator. You don't know the power. You don't know Yahawah, Sham, Yahawashi. We don't worship men. You don't give trust unto the flesh. You don't put your trust in flesh of men. Put your trust in Yahawah, Sham, Yahawashi, and the men that He lifts up. And still you trust in Yahawah, Shem, Yahawashi, that He's dealing with those men. So we're not men pleasers. We don't worship men. We don't worship the elders. Okay? That's the problem with these other camps, bro. Y'all out here worshiping a Nathaniel. You're worshiping a Yohanan. You're worshiping these individuals. You know, and you can't see it in yourself. Alright? Keeping it going. Verse 4. Surely He hath borne our griefs and carried our sorrows. Yet we did esteem Him stricken, smitten of power, and afflicted. But He was wounded for our transgressions. He was bruised for our iniquities. The chastisement of our peace was upon Him, and with His stripes we are healed. Alright? This right here is speaking upon the same thing that I just read in Acts 3. Okay? The same way that our people denied and they couldn't consider, they couldn't see who Yahawashi truly was. And He did all of this for you. But you couldn't even see it. Because He came in the manner of a slave. They expected Him to, the Messiah, He here? Oh, He about to take down Rome. Oh, it's on. He about to fight. He ain't come in that manner. It wasn't time for that. Okay? It wasn't time for that. He told you multiple times, the Son of Man is going to be taken from you. All right? Where I go, you can't come. He told you many times, man. He told you many times, but they couldn't comprehend, they couldn't get it with that and it wasn't for them to get it because the Holy Spirit hadn't been poured down yet. So when we see Peter trying to fight, we understand, you know, we understand. Yahawashi had to rebuke him. You know, hey, nah, you trying to stop what the Most High has ordained. This has to happen. They gotta take it. We understand. This has to happen. Satan got to come down and do what he's supposed to do. It's nothing you can do, Jake, to stop it. You can get all the ammo you want. You can go out there Rambo. You can go out there thinking you John Wick the Third. Whatever, man. You can do all that bullshit and you're going to get popped. I'm going to let you know. You're going to get popped, man. That's it. You know, that's it. I had individuals in the military that I know that are no longer here because they wanted to shoot it out with the cops. They going through shit. They got PTSD and all of that, you know, and shit. Damn near all of us got it, right? But they get to that point where shit is messing with them in their mind, and they just like, hey, let's go. I'm ready to go out. You know, and that's the spirit that you're trying to be in. To you individuals that's gonna take a carnal means. Carnal means is not gonna get you to salvation. The carnal mind is enmity against the Most High. Okay, you're supposed to be spiritual. Our means is of a spiritual salvation. When Yahawah and Yahawashi lifts that standard, Isaiah 59 and 19, okay, and throws them spiritual powers on brothers, and you're gonna know where to go. You're gonna know what to do. You're not gonna be moving on your own. We moving 100% on the spirit. That's how we gotta be moving. We doing what the scriptures state. We got the instructions. The instructions right now is to bid them to the marriage. It's to preach. It's to wait. It's to gird up your loins like a man. That's the instructions right now. You don't need no more. Just wait. Have patience. And patience possess you your souls. Alright? Let's keep it going. Verse 5. But he was wounded for our transgressions, for our sins, for our iniquities. He was bruised for our iniquities. The chastisement of our peace was upon him, and with his stripes we are healed. Scriptures say you are bought with a price. Alright, hey, let me check the comment boards. Locky. Alright. Hey, shalom to my brother Yahawashi down there in El Paso. Yahawah Shem Yahawashi Barak. Okay. Let's see what else y'all brothers got. I get that Genesis 27, 39 through 40. And Isaac, his father, answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of heaven from above, and by thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. Alright, come. Nah, drop them precepts up. Hey, bring them on. I'm gonna get them as I can. You know, the water. So that fatness, that resource, as we see now, Esau can drill for oil. He can go in the Hamite lands and take their diamonds. You know what they got called blood diamonds. You got these diamonds and people had to die over these diamonds, etc., etc. He can go and take all these resources. He can burn Chile with his DW, his direct energy weapon, and then go in and harvest the uranium out of that place. He does the same thing to Haiti. Okay? He has the resources to go and harvest the oil and the gas and all this from the planet. Alright, last time I checked, I ain't seen no Jake that got the resources to go and harvest gas and then build up a gas station. But Jake out here talking about you own a block or you own a corner. When you ain't putting up no sit goes, you ain't putting up no quick stops, you ain't putting up no shell stations. Okay? You don't have no corporations, man. You are under these curses. And until you understand that, alright, you ain't gonna make no progress in nothing. You just gonna move in a cycle of, hey, Jake be out here killing people that look just like them. You don't never put your anger towards the fucking devil, man. You put it towards another brother that look just like you. You never consider what's really going on. Alright? It's crazy. Keeping it going. Verse 6. All we, like sheep, have gone astray. Romans 3 and 23. Okay? We all sin. Yahawashi is the only one that walked in that reincarnation that did not sin, because he did sin as Solomon. He sinned in his past regenerations. Okay? But in that lot, in that time that he came, as Yahawashi, he walked a perfect life. Alright? And perfect in that sense, I mean he did not sin. Now perfect in another sense, meaning complete. Because we are told to be perfect. We are told to repent and convert, right? And to be perfect. To walk with our mind 100% towards Yahawah Shem Yahawashi in a complete manner. You know what I'm saying? So we can't do what Yahawashi did. That's the thing with these dudes out here painting themselves as David or Moses or Samuel or Elijah or you can't do what they did, man. You know? And if you was them, you wouldn't be in that type of spirit. Okay? Joel, Jonah, Moses, all them individuals, they gonna be back preaching and prophesying. They ain't gonna be back worrying about who the fuck they is. Okay? We worry about the present. We in this moment right now. This is what we at. This is where we at. Whoever you was ain't gonna change the fact you gotta pay a light bill, water bill, and that don't matter, bro. It's no preeminence anyway. Alright? So focus your mind on this present day time and keep it moving. Alright? Judgment. Hey, three of them. One, two, three. Something popping off. Hey, let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. Psalms 9 and 13. Have mercy upon me, O Yahawah. Consider my trouble which I suffer of them that hate me, thou that liftest me up from the gates of death. Huh? And you gonna feel this all throughout your life. I remember my grandma told me as a kid, man, people gonna talk about you every day of your life. Okay, you can't control that. You gotta make sure you know thyself. You gotta make sure you're doing what you're supposed to do, regardless. All right? Make sure you're doing what you're supposed to do. Okay? Are you doing your lessons? Are you living correctly? Are you living properly? You're gonna go through shit here and there. Hey, this is life. You know, it happens. Alright, we all going through shit. We going through a lot. That's no excuse. You know? So, understanding that we fighting together. Brothers is swinging with you. Brothers losing jobs together. You know, the economy is affecting us all. This is Jacob's trouble. This is not just your trouble. So don't be in a sense of, I'm the only one going. You know, you're not. You're not the only one going through this. Everything that Yahawashi went through, we got to go through in a similar capacity. Right? So it is what it is. This is the lot that we're in, man. Hey, shalom to my brother Kakuma. Yahawah Shem Yahawashi Barak. Alright. Let's get that Romans 8, 6 through 7. For to be carnally minded is death, but to be spiritually minded is life and peace. Because the carnal mind is enmity against Yahawah, for it is not subject to the law of power, neither indeed can be. So, saving yourself in the means of your fist, or your 4.5, or your Glock 23, or whatever you got, your AR-15, that ain't gonna work out, bro. Like I said, you gonna get popped, alright? And a lot of these 2/3 is gonna be in that mindset. And they may take a lot of Edomites out. You know, they gonna be raging, they gonna be out of that, they gonna be in that. You know, they gonna, hey, go through and do what you do. But guess what? Yahawah is doing that to them just for the position of them to get took out. So he's gonna use 2/3 to judge Edomites and other nations. He'll do it. Well, I see it. A purge on both sides, people gonna get took out. Civil war, both sides, people gonna get took out. In every single war, it ain't no war where somebody came in and the other side didn't lose nobody. You know? People lose. They hit you, you hit them back. They hit you, they hit you back. Boom. Okay? Let that carnal fiasco, that failure, let that take place. We have no purpose in that. That's the carnalness. We on that spiritual. Right? So going back to what we got to do is wait. Okay? Is have patience. Is wait on Yahawah Shem Yahawashi. Sit back. You know? Hey, I feel it. I know brothers feel it. This street preaching ministry is about over. Okay? This ministry is about over. DJT coming down. He coming down soon. He coming down with great rap. He hate us. He hate us. They don't, and they know it. They call us the prophets of doom. Okay? The fact is, and they're terrified. If they acknowledged us, it would give us more, awareness. It would give more awareness to the people. And I hate them prophets on the corner. But they can't do it, because what? It would let the people know, why do you hate them? What's going on with them? Maybe I should go listen to them. All right, what are they doing that makes the U.S. government put them at the top of the T-risk list? All right? Why are they such a problem? We ain't did shit. All right? And a carnal means, but in spiritual, oh, your soul is antagonized. You're irritated with us. And it's beautiful. Okay? Brothers got precepts. Let me get them. Zephaniah 3 and 8. Therefore, wait. Exactly. Wait ye upon me, saith Yahawah, until the day that I rise up to the prey, for my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms to pour upon them my righteous, to pour upon them my indignation, even all my fierce anger, for all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy. Yahawah ain't never lie. Okay? So wait and allow for him to pour upon that indignation, which is those ICBM missiles. He's already pushing out the plagues. These people are being plagued. You're gonna have apparitions. They're gonna see. Oh, that's the undercover. They're gonna have apparitions. They're gonna be seeing demons left and right everywhere, man. Tormented by these things. Okay? This is what's coming to these people. Alright? And we ain't gonna be touched. The same way that we was in Goshen and they didn't have no light and the sun was shining on us. Alright? The same way that they cattle was dying, but we was over here eating good. Isaiah 65 and 13 states it. Okay? This time, it's not going to be all of Israel. It's going to be what? It's going to be the remnant, the elect that's taken care of. You 2/3 that join hand in hand, as the brother put earlier, you should not go unpunished. You rocking with the white man, you rocking with his establishment, you aligning with this beast, this image, the ways of these devils, then guess what? You going to be over there with no lights. You going to be over there with no food. You going to be over there seeing apparitions, demons messing with you, shadows on the wall. Alright, tormenting you, nightmares, back to back to back. Alright, this is what's gonna be happening to you. You gonna get tortured. 2/3 will be tortured, man. Okay? Esau got these torture chambers and things of that nature set up in these FEMA camps. That is not for the elect. That's for these 2/3, man. Alright? Hey, if we have to be in that lot of being martyred, hey, give me the guillotine. You know, let me get that quick. Let me get that quick. And I'm gonna go out calling on Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahawashi. But we pray it don't be like that. You know, because I want to go into a chariot, standing upon my feet. Right? And hey, pray for that. Pray for that. Right? There's nothing wrong to pray for that. Joel 3, in fact, I get to Amos 8 and 11. Behold, the days come, saith Yahawah power, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of Yahawah. Kind in verse 12, stating that they will wander from sea to sea. Okay? But they will not be able to find his word, loosely quoted. So, sea to sea, people to people, they're going to be going here and there. Here and there. Hey, man, where them brothers at? Where them brothers at? They coming out here this week or next week? Where they at? Where the truth? What's the name? It's gonna disappear, man. It's gonna dissolve. It's gonna be taken away. We ain't gonna be out here no more. You know what's gonna be out here? Carnal means. Isaiah 19, right? You gonna seek those soothsayers, those people that practice divination, those witches, those warlocks. That's what you're gonna seek. And you're gonna find those because that's where your heart has always been. You've always loved the zodiac signs. You a Virgo. You a Virgo. You a Scorpio. You a mean ass Scorpio. You know, that's what you is. You love these coverings that have been over you, and you never cared about Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahawashi. That Scorpio, that shit is not in the scriptures, man. All right, it's not in the scriptures. If it's not in the scriptures, don't trust it. Isaiah 34 and 16 comes from the book of the law, man. Amos 5 and 10. They hate him that rebuketh in the gate, and they abhor him that speaketh uprightly. Come. That's why they hate us. Okay? And furthermore, they hate who sent us. Take that into matter. They hate who sent us. We just the messengers. We just the vessels. We got woke up one day, you know, and got put on this path. And we can't get off it. And Yahawah Ratazah, we stay on it until we go up. You know, that way. You know what I'm saying? So we set. The fire is in us. We can't change. Right? So you hating who did that to us. And that's Yahawah Hashem Yahawashi. This ain't about us. It's never been. You know, we glorifying the one that did this to us. He did this. He put us low just so he could bring us up to magnify him, to show you about him, to show you that he is him. You know, Jake always talking about, oh, that's him, he him. It's Yahawah Hashem Yahawashi. He has been him every single time. Anything that anybody ever did. When Michael Jordan hitting the shot, that's Yahawah. Michael Jackson doing the dance, that's Yahawah. That salt, that flavor, that's him. Alright? It's never been you. Everything that we bring out, it's never been us. It's always been the Lord, man. Always. Let's keep it going. Joel 3:1. For behold, in those days and in that time when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Yahawashi, Yahweh's judgment, and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage. Who? My heritage. His heritage. Israel. Who? Israel. No, my heritage Edom. No, my heritage Elam. No, my heritage Cush. No, my heritage. What? Israel. Yasha'Allah. The prince of the power. The sons of God. Which is you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. But you don't want to be sons of God. You like, I ain't no son of God. I'm not a chosen. I'm not. Why? You want to be what the white man has told you that you is, an African fucking American, man. The fuck is that? You from 2 continents. It makes no sense. Everything this devil done told you is a fucking lie, man. Alright? Everywhere he go, he name it after him. America, Amerigo Vespucci, Africa, Scipio Africanus, Asia, Asiaticus, okay? All these places is named after these devils. These is not the original names. This is not the original game. This is not the correct way. This is why all the ancient technology he has destroyed, suppressed, and did away with. You got machines that cure cancer off the rip using sound and frequencies, man, and vibrations. But that shit ain't used in the medical facilities. You got individuals that knew how to move massive blocks using sound and frequencies. But they ain't building like that no more. Anything Esau put up, it only lasts about 20, 30 years. You got ancient buildings that's still standing, built 200 years ago. Get the fuck out of here, man. I'm tired of this fucking devil, bro. On everything, man. All this lying, bro. All this deceit. You know? Let's keep it going. Joel 3:2. I will also gather all nations and bring them down into the valley of Yahawashi. That's where he's going to judge these individuals. He's gathering all nations. As we read in Zephaniah 3:8. He's gathering all these nations. So what we see with Iran and Israel taking place, the what? The least shall gather them, the least of the flock shall gather them out, shall bring them out. Jeremiah 50, all right, Jeremiah 49, okay, and 20, you know, so we seeing them bring everybody else into it. Everybody else into it. Everybody's gonna get involved. Nobody wanna fuck with these devils. But everybody gonna come together to get rid of these devils. And then, Yahawashi gonna what? He gonna take y'all out. Got him. He gonna take y'all out, man. You thought it was soft. You thought you did something. You thought everything that you did, just because you did that, it's all forgiven. It ain't all forgiven, nigga. You gotta get yours too. Alright? Yahawashi said you gotta get yours too, man. He coming to give you that. He is not coming to bring peace, but he's coming to bring that sword. The fire is already running. He said in the New Living Translation, all right, I want to set the world on fire. Damn, if a brother could get that. Matter of fact, If a brother could get that, if you know what I'm talking about. He want to set the world on fire, man. He would have already destroyed it, but it's not that time. Alright? But you ain't got to get it. But if you know what I'm talking about, you know, Baba Kashar, get that for me. Okay, let me go down and see what y'all brothers got. Isaiah 13, yeah. Let's get that Isaiah 13. Matter of fact, I'm going to go over there. Man, hey, let me go back and finish this Isaiah 53. I'm just in the spirit right now. Verse 6. All we like sheep have gone astray. That's Romans 3 and 23. We have turned everyone to his own way, and Yahawah have laid on him the iniquity of us all. He was oppressed, and so Yahawashi took upon all that pressure, all that stress, all those sins, all that. He took upon all that. He did that. You can't do that. Alright, Nate, you can't do that. You know, I'm gonna gather the 144 by myself. The audacity of this man. Verse 7. He was oppressed and he was afflicted, yet he opened not his mouth. He is brought as a lamb to the slaughter, and a sheep before his shears is dumb, so he opened not his mouth. Yahweh shall say, I'm going to take it. I'm not going to defend myself. I'm not going to speak up. Guess what defends him already? His works. Everything that he did already speaks about him. Okay? All that already speaks about him. All right? All right? Keeping it going. Verse 8. He was taken from prison and from judgment. And who shall declare his generation? For he was cut off out of the land of the living. For the transgression of my people was he stricken. And he made his grave with the wicked and with the rich and his death, because he had done no violence, neither was any deceit in his mouth. Once again, they let a murderer go, as we read, in his stead. They let a murderer go and said, crucify him, crucify him. So they in their eyes, they put Yahawashi Lord in this raper, this murderer, this individual, man. You know? That's how you 2/3 individuals feel. After he did all this, he healed the sick. He cured the blind. He made the lame to walk. Bro, he walked on water. He did all this. Fed 5,000. And don't forget, there's so much stuff he did that wasn't even written about. Don't forget about that. So the anger of these people, bro, the anger that we have is 10 times that, because he did so much more that we don't know about. You know? And y'all couldn't realize he was him through the strength and power of Yahawah. He is him. And you still denied him. So what are they going to do now? They're going to deny him still. It's the same fucking people, man. Ain't nothing changed. We just going through the formalities at this point. Y'all the same people. Alright? We trying to seal our brothers and sisters that actually hear it. That can get it, that understand. And I believe they sealed. As the elders say it all the time, man. It's time to get up out of here. That's why the prophecy's moving so fast. Because it's time to get up out of here. Yahawah Ratazah, man. Alright? Verse 10. Yet, and furthermore in that, alright, Yahawashi didn't open his mouth. He didn't open his mouth. Okay? Ain't no defense. Ain't no, hey, I didn't do none of this stuff they said I did. No. You just gotta sit back and take it, bro. Alright? What they say, take one for the team. Yahawashi is the ultimate. He took one for the team. Okay? For all of us. It's no greater thing than to lay your life down for your brothers. And that's what he did. Alright? That's what he did. And that's ultimate type of love, man. Verse 10. Yet it pleased Yahawah to bruise him. He hath put him to grief. When thou shalt make his soul an offering for sin. He shall see his seed. He shall prolong his days. And the pleasure of Yahawah shall prosper in his hand. Right? He shall see of the travail of his soul and shall be satisfied by his knowledge. Shall my righteous servant justify many, for he shall bear their iniquities. Therefore will I divide him a portion with the great, and he shall divide the spoil with the strong, because he hath poured out his soul unto death, and he was numbered with the transgressors. He was up on the cross. You had individuals beside him. They was guilty. They did it. They did what they said they did. And he was numbered with them. You know? So it's a shame in a sense. He was given a shameful death. And that's going back to the law. Alright? Therefore will I divide him a portion with the great, and he shall divide the spoil with the strong, because he hath poured out his soul unto death, and he was numbered with the transgressors. And he bare the sin of many, and made intercession for the transgressors, as a good lawyer is supposed to do. He is the mediator, standing in the middle for that new covenant with us. He's the leeway man, all right? The connector, okay? He is the way. You got to go through Yahawashi, man, all right? There ain't no other way. You coming up a different way, you're a what? You're a thief and a robber, all right? Let me hit back to the comment board, and then we're going to go to Isaiah 13. Matter of fact, I just see what y'all brothers got. Y'all keep throwing them up. All right, Luke. Let me see. I get this tandem right here. Isaiah 6, 9 through 11. And he said, "Go and tell his people, hear ye indeed, but understand not, and see ye indeed, but perceive not. More the heart of this people fat, and make the heart of this people fat, and make their ears heavy, and shut their eyes, lest they see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and understand with their heart, and convert, and be healed. Then said I, Yahawah, how long? And he answered, until the cities be wasted without inhabitant, and the houses without man, and the land be utterly desolate." So how long? All right, like we say, it's about to end, man. What you about to see is purge, civil war, all that taking place, till the cities be desolate. You gonna wake up one day, you know, and everything gonna be on fire. Okay? Babylonians, Egyptians had enough. They said, "Nah, we tired of the lies. You keep telling us that we win in the war. If we win in the fucking war, why is it gonna be a draft? Why we gotta go fight? You say we winning. You said," Trump said, "Yeah, 95% of their missile silos have been taken out. 90% of their drones have been taken out. Yeah, we're destroying them. We have the best military in the world. Nobody's messing with us." Then why is it a fucking draft, man? Why are you sending 2,300 Marines and 3 warships over there? If we win in the war, 1 + 1 ain't equaling 2 with this nigga, man. You keep saying this, but your actions show this. Because your words are smoother than butter, man. All right? You a liar. You a snake oil salesman. We ain't winning shit. All right, man, I got a lesson I got to do later on tonight. You know, hey, to any brother, man, brothers, you know, get that news that's not from America, man. Type in like CGNC Africa, or you got these Iranian news sites. You got different news sites. Go somewhere else. Fuck Babylon. They propaganda. That's their program. Okay? Go somewhere else and listen to what these people were saying, man. They going off. They telling the truth. And then they got the footage to show it. I saw a video last night. Tel Aviv. And I put it on my shorts. Tel Aviv getting bombed, like, well, I'm talking about like 200 was coming down. Dude said, "We gotta get off the roof. We gotta get off the roof." Cause the bombs was coming down like boom, 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 everywhere. That Iron Dome, that's the land of unwalled villages now. Israel and America. It's nothing to save you, man. Okay? So the truth is that you losing miserably. Okay? Netanyahu might be dead. Alright? And you're done. It's over. You're being exposed. You gotta get nuclear. You know, when somebody in a fight, hey, what they do on what is it? White Man Can't Jump. when dude, they was fighting, I think it was that. They was fighting, and then he ran in the car to get his gun. That's Esau. You about to run and get your nukes. That's the only way you're gonna win. And you're not gonna win. Because you know that's gonna end badly for you. But in your mind, and your pride, and your stupid Israel got the Samson plan, where when he's losing, he gonna nuke everybody. That's his strategy. Look up the Samson plan, man. The Samson option. He's gonna nuke everybody because he's losing. He's backed into a corner. All right? This damn devil gotta go, man. All right, hey, let me finish up that. We finished up that Isaiah, well, Luke 12, 49 through 50. And come to send fire on the earth, and what will it? Yeah, Khan. What will if it already be kindled? Khan, can you get me that in the NLT, Malak? But I have a baptism to be baptized with, and how I am straightened till I be accomplished. Khan, get if Baba Kishar, could you get that Luke 12 and 49 in the NLT? I think it's the NLT or the GNT. It's one of them. Let me see if the brother got it. Matter of fact, hey, let's get back to Acts 3. Because we read that Isaiah 53. All of that is because it lines up with Acts the 3rd chapter. Okay? Now we back in Acts the 3rd chapter, verse 18. But those things which power before have showed by the mouth of all his prophets. Of who? Of all his prophets. Now, who has he given the understanding to? Who has he given the secrets to? His prophets. So he shows you these things via his prophets, his men. He's not just giving it to any old dude, man. All right, he's raising up men. He's communing with them. He's speaking with them in a sense of the spirit. He's not talking mouth to mouth. He only talked mouth to mouth with Moses. All right? But he'll talk to the prophets through dreams, through signs and wonders, by giving them the spirit, allowing them to understand these scriptures, all right? Leading them to the teachers, okay? Giving them the ability and the fire, putting the fire in them to bring it out. You know, most brothers would say, I never seen ourselves preaching and teaching and doing I never seen myself standing on no corner, bro. No, I used to rap, rapping in front of people and all that shit, doing shows, promoting shows, all that bullshit. That's what I thought I was gonna do, was making money from it and all that. But never seen this, all right? But hey, it's because there's no free will, man, all right? This was always destined for brothers. It was always in your path. Verse 19. Repent ye. Matter of fact, verse 18 again. But those things which power before have showed by the mouth of all his prophets that Hamashiach should suffer, he have so fulfilled. So Yahawashi said, I have fulfilled what was written by me in the law of Moses and in the Psalms of David. Okay? So all of that was written about him has been fulfilled. Okay? Most individuals, them Christians, they get it wrong. They like, yeah, the Old Testament done because Yahawashi came. No, everything that was written about him. As we read Zephaniah 3 and 8, that ain't been fulfilled. Yahawah doing that right now. Okay? Jeremiah 50, that ain't been fulfilled. Okay? Joel 3, that ain't been fulfilled. Joel 2, those things is happening right now. These type of things are happening right now. All right? Everything that was fulfilled about Yahawashi in the sense of his coming and the miracles, the things he had to do, and him going upon the cross, all right, and doing what he had to do. That was fulfilled. Now you got more that has to come, more that has to take place, more prophecies that have to take place. Verse 19, repent ye therefore and be converted, that your sins may be blotted out when the times of refreshing shall come from the presence of Yahawah and Yahawashi. Okay? Now in that sense, by repenting and converting, what are you doing? You're being penitent, you're being sorry, you're going back, you're not gonna go back to the ways that you used to do. Smoking, you know, adultery, all that bullshit you used to do. Alright? You're leaving all that behind. Okay? You're keeping the laws, commandments, and statutes to the best of your ability. Things that you can keep, because you can't keep everything. Okay? You have to have an everlasting body, a spiritual body, to keep everything. You can't keep everything in this body, man. And the society, the way that it's set up, is not allowed. It's not set up for you to keep everything, because this devil does his best to break everything, to break every single law, right? So that's the repenting part. And then converting, to convert, to change, to return to. So you're returning to something that you used to be a part of. You're converting, you're changing your ways. Now what is that? You're changing back to a way that you used to partake in. And that's this truth. So with that being said, you would have to know thyself, because you would have to change back. I'm an Israelite now. I'm not no African American. I'm not no Haitian. I'm not no Jamaican. I'm not no Mexican. I'm not no Aztec. I'm not no Puerto Rican. Alright? The rich port is broke. Or the people that live in it. Okay? All these lands, shoot, you gotta understand. Once you understand the path while we in this, Deuteronomy 28, alright, Genesis 49, where the things spoke of in the last days, alright, that you're converting and you're understanding who you are and who you always was, who your people are, where you come from, and what belongs, what your inheritance is, what you're about to take place in. These are key things, man. And then you begin to what? You begin to have that conversation in the heavens. Let's get Philippians. You begin to speak and think of and put your affections on what's above. You leave this down here because you understand all of this is a lie. So that trying to get that promotion at work and all of that, yeah, whatever. Hey, do your job, but you're not about to break your back for it, man. This is Philippians, the 3rd chapter. What's gonna take place? Why just sit and daydream about the kingdom? You know, gone, just hey, can't wait. You always got that mindset. Can't wait. You know, because we know we have a blueprint of a house, a temple, that 3rd temple, which is the men of Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahawashi, that city, alright, that new city, New Jerusalem, which is the men, alright, the people. Okay, we got a vision of that, of us coming down from the heavens and those everlasting bodies living forever. Everything being at our desire. Slaves, you know, concubines, multiple wives, all that type of stuff. Alright, resources, real resources, having real sovereignty, being able to say this and to do this and not having no fear of the devil taking it away. You look at these individuals that sold their soul, that did this and did that, and they still have a fear of the government coming down and persecuting them. Why would Jay-Z lead a country if he had no fear of the government taking them in? You have a fear. You're supposed to be the man. You're supposed to have all these billions, You're supposed to be a billionaire. Like, that's gonna save you. That ain't gonna save you from the US government, buddy. That ain't gonna save you from the cops coming and putting cuffs on you and throwing you in jail. That's not gonna save you from a bullet. Okay? In the kingdom, we will have no fear of none of those things. You can shoot us, and ain't nobody gonna shoot us. Ain't gonna be no war, but it won't even phase us. It'll bounce off us like Goku. Verse 21, who shall change our vile body, that it may be fashioned like unto his glorious body, according to the working whereby he is able even to subdue all things unto himself. So if you don't understand that we're gonna have a body like Yahawashi, and you don't understand what type of body Yahawashi is in right now, that everlasting body where he can control the elements, okay? He lives forever. There's no way he could possibly die. Alright? And you discrediting Yahawashi. You're not giving him the honor. You're not fully understanding and comprehending what we are about to be changed into and what your inheritance is. If you knew that this came with you living forever, right? Then you might take it a little bit more seriously. Alright? I'm gonna hit the comment board a little bit more and I'm gonna begin to wrap it up, man. Hey, shalom to the brother Ataizawan, brother up there in Canada. Shalom to y'all brothers up there, man. Alright, let's get that yeah, the Samson option is cowardice. Exactly, y'all. Luke 12:50. I have a terrible baptism. Did you get the 49? I think the brother got it. Let me see. The 49. It's all good though. It's all good. But I'll read it anyway. Luke 12:50. I have a terrible baptism of suffering ahead of me, and I am under a heavy burden until it is accomplished. Do you think I have come to bring peace to the earth? No, I have come to divide people against each other. Exactly. So that's what Yahawashi is coming to do, man. He's coming to divide individuals. And that means what? Family. Oh, family, mother. Alright, mother against mother-in-law. I mean, Slakia, wife against mother-in-law, things of that nature. Okay? Yeah. But it ain't no kumbaya all come together. Nah, that's not it. The only people that's gonna come together is the elect, is the remnant, is the brotherhood, is that body of Hamashiach. That's the only ones. Everybody else, as it states in 2nd Esdras, the 15th chapter, man, around 14, you know, woe unto the world and the people that be in it, and then going downward, people will eventually, they will spoil their neighbor, meaning rob their neighbor. Your neighbor is gonna come, gun in hand, all right, and all of that, and try to take what you have, take your goods, rob you of house and home because of desperation, because the grocery stores is gonna be done away with. Gas prices and stuff of that nature is gonna drive truckers to no longer be able to deliver the goods. You know, this is what's taking place. And Iran just put it out where, hey, those nations, they can pass through the Straits of Hormuz, but not US and Israel. So everybody else is good. They free game. And furthermore, he wants them to what? Take out American bases in their countries. Iran is like, get rid of this damn devil, man. Okay? Other nations are starting to realizing to see who this damn devil is. Israel is an international criminal. They can't fly anywhere. At this point in time, they can't go to the UK. They're international criminals, man. I believe it's the ICC. If a brother know, you know, Baba Kashar put it up, but they're international criminals. Where France and a lot of these other nations are, they said, hey, they got warrants out for their arrests. Any Israel diplomats, you know, prime ministers, ministers, whatever they call them. Okay? 2nd Esdras 16 and 31. Even so, in those days, there shall be 3 or 4 left by them that search their houses with the sword. So, purge, warfare, civil war, all of that is going to take place. Alright? We no longer going to have to hear people screaming out the cars and mocking and scoffing. You know, which is a common occurrence with these individuals. Because they don't know what time we in. They're in a spirit of myrrh, a spirit of partying, a spirit of go shake your ass, twerk team, OnlyFans, you know, Instagram hoe, etc. Instagram model is an Instagram hoe. That's all it is. Alright? Shake your box, show your box on TikTok, whatever, man. Alright? Y'all women gonna get what y'all deserve. You wanna be a queen? A queen? You're gonna be a queen, alright? You're gonna get all the attention that you desire. And all in due time. All in due time. Trust and believe that. When it's no law, when you can call 911 and it's just going dun, 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 and you ain't getting nobody. Nobody's coming to save you. Once your neighbor, Pookie and Ray Ray knows that nobody will come to your aid anymore, and you don't have a man because you rejected every man that came at you, then that door is getting kicked down, and you getting ripped apart, ravished. It's no aid. All right, and this is the times that we're looking at, man. You independent-minded women, y'all done. You're gonna go extinct. There will be no independent-minded women in the kingdom, man. Every so-called bad bitch, independent mind, you can do all bad by yourself, you're going extinct. You sitting here listening to a Mo, Tyler Perry, all right? You sitting here listening to this guy like this is sound advice. Him and Bishop T.D. Jakes and Steve Harvey, he wrote a book, Think Like a Man. In what universe is that actually proper, bro? Let's get Isaiah 32. Why would a woman need to think like a man? Why the fuck don't you just go get a man? Think like a man. No. Oh, wow, this place is backwards, man. It's booted, man, it's backwards. Isaiah 32:2. And a man shall be as a hiding place from the wind, and a covert from the tempests as rivers of water, and a dry place as the shadow of a great rock in a weary land. And that's talking about a man of Yahawah Yahawashi that desires you. The Spirit comes upon him to choose you and to pick you. If he wants to deny you, then it's his right to deny you. Alright? Most of you bitches is headaches already, man. Obadiah 1 and 2. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised. Exactly. And that's how we look at Israel. Okay? Amalek, these Edomites, they're being exposed one by one, piece by piece. They're just unraveling it. We're seeing them for who they truly are. The son of perdition has been revealed. Okay? So now it's time. The case, this is a court case. All this is just a massive spiritual court case. You understand that? So the evidence, we done went through the opening statements. You know, we going through this. We done brought up witnesses. Y'all massacred this amount of people. Y'all put this in the food supply. You got the fluoride. You got the chemtrails. You got, hey, that's the evidence. That's the witnesses. Okay, I stand a witness. We all stand witnesses. Okay, so what comes at the end of a court case? A sentence. And after the sentence, you gotta live that shit out. Your sentence is death. That's what you get at the end of your court case. Ain't no death row. No, you ain't gonna get no time to live and think about. No, you gonna get that death, and then you coming back, and you gonna serve for 1,000 years, and then you gonna get death again. All right, complete obliteration. That's what you deserve, man. To this devil. Until you heathen nations, y'all deserve them chains as well. It's just the fact that Yahawah Yahawashi had a little bit of mercy upon you, so where you gonna learn the laws, commandments, and statutes, and be allowed to go back into your lands but you're still going to be under the authority of us. You're going to be under the order of Malak Tazadok, Melchizedek. But you're going to have to bring up a tenth of everything that you own. You're going to have heathens begging us to take their daughters as concubines. Take my daughter, please. I raised her up. No man has touched her, Lord. No man has touched her. She's been raised up with you in mind. That's what they're going to do. They're going to raise up their daughters with us in mind. Like Eddie Murphy coming to America. Her whole existence is going to be to cater to us. This is what we're living, what we're about to move into. But Jake, you ain't in a ruling class mindset, so you couldn't even comprehend it. You can't even fathom it. You're like, to us? To me? To Jerome off the block? Nah. You know? You see what y'all brothers got left, man. Anything? Oh, brother said the mayor of New York has a warrant for his arrest as well. Con. Hey, these individuals are exposed, man. You know? So, hey, I'm gonna wrap it up right there, man. You know, praise was edifying. All right? Through the spirit, power, and strength of Yahawah, Yahawashi. Okay? Know thyself. Examine thyself every day. Every single day. It's a term out there been floating around. Metacognition. Okay? To think about your thoughts. To think about things that you think about. Right? And that right there is a you know, an important trait to do, because it goes into accountability. It goes into, you know, not being haste, observant, thinking about what you're doing, and thinking about the consequences of your actions, right? To be metacognition. So put that one in your repertoire. You know, it's important to really, especially in these times, to know thyself and to know what you stand for, to know who your power is, the names, Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahawashi, the correct ways, the correct things to do, all right, integrity, all right, because hey, we about to move into a time that's going to test you beyond anything. Matter of fact, let's go to Daniel 12. All of this, everything we went through so far, thus far, this was baby. This was baby steps. You know? We moving into that final chapter. Okay? What they call the climax of the movie. Where the hero is, all of his training is gonna be showcased. Everything that you built yourself up to is gonna be showcased, man. You gotta know thyself. You gotta know your strengths. You gotta know your flaws. You gotta know your limits. And you gotta furthermore trust in Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahawashi. That's the utmost. This is Daniel 12 and 1. And at that time, shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people. Now that time is talking about the great tribulation. Yahweh's Tazar, Jacob's trouble. Okay? A time period that has been like it never ever was. Where everything we stated, the purge, civil war, WW3, ravishing in the street, anything you could fathom, no food, pestilence, okay, destruction, all this type of stuff at the utmost, you know, beyond anything in your imagination. We talking about walking by seeing dead bodies everywhere. Yeah, that times 10. Okay? Think about, you know, and they got movies that try to depict it, but they don't do it justice. Because you can't do what the Most High has set up justice, man. Okay? Cars running out of gas. No gas stations. Gas stations running out of gas, right? You thinking you got a nice car, you just gonna drive no, it's over. You ain't gonna be able to drive. You're no longer gonna be driving about. You better get to walking. You best to start walking right now and be able to walk a couple miles here and there. Exercise is important. You know, burning, sweating, first of all, it gets the toxins. It helps the toxins to get out of your body. And then it increases your mood. It helps you to be happier. You're supposed to be one with the earth. Grounding, right? You ain't gotta be no damn tree hugger, but hey. Damn devil, man. You know, they gonna get there. Did that shit on purpose. But, hey, touch the earth, right? Herbs, fruits, vegetables. You know, have a balance. Don't overdo it on the meat. Don't overdo it on the starch, the dairy. Okay, the sugars. You know, be mindful of what you're putting in your body. All right, you should have, yeah. You know what I'm saying? That goes. You know, that's a whole nother lesson. But to be in this truth is to know how to take care of your temple as well. So that's a part of it, right? Keeping it going. And there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation. So this is the utmost, this is the tip, this is the peak of sin. Oh, that's a lesson, the peak of sin. This is it. This is the peak of sin, or sin's prime, right? Where all you wicked ass individuals, you're gonna be at the top. This is the utmost. You can do whatever the fuck you wanna do. Enjoy it, because that's the last time you will ever enjoy any of those type of actions, man. Last time, man. This is the last hoorah. Even so, even to that same time, and at that time, thy people shall be delivered. Thy people. But who? It's a qualification. Everyone that shall be found written in the book. The Lamb's Book of Life. So, everyone that has that Yahawah, Ezekiel 9 and 6, that mark, meaning that spiritual mark, that truth, that understanding, that doctrine, right? That light, Yahawashi being in them, being a part of that body of Hamashiach, being spiritually minded and not carnally minded, right? The carnal means is not going to get you through. Just because you can go to Esau's hospital and get a prescription, which they prescribing you to death, if you did not know that, okay? Hospitals are gonna be shut down. Hospitals gonna be the first thing to be hit. Think about Walking Dead. What did they do? They went and ransacked the hospital and got the medications and stuff. And they was either selling it on the street, because these people need these drugs, these Oxycontins, these opioids, you know, these no-dope, all this type of stuff, man. So hospitals is gonna be a death zone. It's gonna be a war zone. Hospitals ain't gonna be no, yeah. That's why you gotta get off these medications and these stuffs, man, that these people got y'all on, man. Esau got you on this shit to kill you, man. It's witchcraft. Pharmacy. Going back to the Latin, pharmakia. To bind you. It's a spell. Verse 2. And many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake, some to everlasting life, and some to everlasting contempt. Let's say you die before the nukes hit. You're going to be brought back into a body like this, thrown into the lake of fire. You cannot escape the second death. There's no way you can escape it. Okay? The nuke's coming, you jump in the ocean. No, nigga. You not escaping the lake of fire. The only way is with Yahawah and Yahawashi. Okay? Living correctly, living properly. That's the only way. That's the exemption from the second death. As the scripture states, you anywhere else, what I said earlier, you a thief and a robber. As Yahawashi stated, you coming up a different way, you are a thief and a robber. So, everlasting contempt. It's rank and order. It's a rank and file. It's the same thing in the kingdom. You're going to have a rank and file. 144,000. Hey, those was the ones that endured until the end. Those was the ones that stood bold. And the 1/3. Those was the ones. You think a 2/3 is going to be higher than them in the kingdom? Hell no. You got to walk around with that shame for a time period. And then you're going to be good, man. Because you're going to be the kids of those 144,000, 1/3 men. You're going to be their children. Right? But you will be of a lower standard, of a lower order in a sense. But you're still going to be richer than any Edomite that ever existed. You're still going to have power and dominion, etc., etc. All right? But those of the remnant will be of a higher rank. And that's just what it is. It's realistic. All right? Because you got 1 Corinthians 11:3 stating, you got Yahawah, you got Yahawashi, and then you got the man, and you got the woman. So furthermore, in that, knowing the order, what Yahawashi told him, and what's that, Matthew 19 and 20, let's get that. Told him that he was going to give them basically rulership or power or dominion and be able to judge those. This is Matthew 19:27. Then answered Peter and said unto him, Behold, we have forsaken all and followed thee. What shall we have therefore? And Yahawashi said unto them, Verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me in the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, the regeneration, ye also shall sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. Right? So, the apostles is right under Yahawashi. Understanding this, that Peter is King David, right? So it's Yahawashi, King David, and the apostles. The apostles, right? And then the 144,000. That's a rank. This is a military. In a military, you have what's called a chain of command. Verse 29, and everyone that have forsaken houses, or brethren, or sisters, or father, or mother, or wife, or children, or lands, for my name's sake, shall receive 100-fold, and shall inherit everlasting life. But many that are first shall be last, and the last shall be first. Individuals that sold their soul to so-called gain the world. You are first right now, but you shall be last. You have received your consolation, your prize, your reward. That is to be lifted up in Esau's kingdom, to be butt broken, to go to these freak offs and to rub baby lotion on you and to pass out, wake up with your butt hurt, man. That's you niggas. Alright? You first. And that's what you got in your first place. That's what you got in your first place trophy, man. That's what you got with first place. That shit embarrassing, my guy. Alright? So, you first right now. And you soon will be last. You wanted to align with a corrupt, wicked system that your father has nothing to do with. Alright? Hey, I'm gonna end it for real though. You know, let me get up out of here. Alright. Tornado, hey man, hey, Yahawashi and Yahawashi Barak, man, may mercy and Yahawashi and Yahawashi be with you out there. Be safe, stay inside. You know what I'm saying? Brother said it's a tornado in this area. Alright, but hey, man, pray this was edifying, man. Hey, facing the east, giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahawah, Hashem, Yahawashi, Sham, Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of the great millstone, which rule well and teach well and sincerely taught us this truth. As always, shalom to the Lord's hopeful elect. Hey, if you can't see the light, you're walking in darkness. May Yahawah, Hashem, Yahawashi destroy this bitch yesterday, man. Let's get up on out of here. Shalom, the water for all the precepts and the input from you, Ahtham. All right, shalom to the sisters in the background listening in silence. Shalom, shalom.